Love the summer when it gets this hot. It's really a cause for concern for various groups. David talked about the dogs, our Isley Gooden talked about seniors, and now we're focusing on student athletes and the practices that they have to take part in, sometimes in some of these very, very hot conditions. We've got a former pro football player, current Northeast High School head football coach, Erie News Now contributor, Jovan Johnson, in studio this morning to talk about that. Good morning, Jovan.
Good morning, Mark and Brissy.
So, just Jovan, how can folks prepare for hot days like today? I know you played in several hot temperatures like we are seeing today. How do folks prepare?
I mean, it's really tough to prepare, but just being aware of the things that are happening when it comes to the heat. You know, understanding that there's cramping, there's heat exhaustion, there's heat stroke, sunburn, all these different things. Just be prepared to be able to weather the storm when it comes to the heat. You know, making sure you're drinking plenty of fluids. Also understand that, you know, there's a lot of different factors. Don't drink things like alcohol, things with a lot of sugar in it, because that actually does the reverse effect on your body. And then just, you know, try to stay in cool, warm places or cool places when you get the opportunity. And as an athlete, you have to listen to your players. We got 2 ears for a reason. The players will tell you how their bodies are feeling, and that's probably the most important thing.
How did your time as a player and all the practices and hot weather and stuff that you had to go through while you were playing the game, how has that helped you now as a coach keeping these young grape pickers safe out Northeast?
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of things have changed from back in the times where we played and then nowadays, because the practice were a lot longer, a lot more strenuous. They've restricted a lot of different things. So now you have to be able to understand that practice can't go as long. You know, you can't do certain things, but you got to give the players multiple water breaks and things like that. Back in our days, coaches were a little bit more strict, and they didn't really give us as many water breaks and things like that, because they used to use the words like soft or things like that. So now it's a little bit more scaled back and allow the players to, you know, have multiple breaks so that they can get their bodies back.
And just speaking of their bodies quickly, Jovan, what are some signs that you should listen to yourself knowing that you've had too much?
Yeah, I mean, if you notice that players are cramping, you know, complaining about the heat, you know, they have to be out there with helmets on and different equipment. So, you know, just pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore the signs, because things could happen that could end up in situations you don't want to be in. So just listen to your players, pay attention to the signs, and also remember to give them multiple water breaks and allow the bodies to recover.
He is former pro football player, current Northeast High School head football coach, Jovan Johnson. We appreciate your input this morning.
Always.